Right. To quote Ronnie Cray, played by Tom Hardy in Legend. Why? Because we got a lot of fucking parts. So without any further ado, you saw all the single reviews. In case you missed it, full list for Unique Toys Stellar Warrior set, including my little only talk segment where I talk about Rage Winter Chill for a second. Up there. Everything else on how to combine Unique Toys Stellar Warrior Ragnaros today, now, back there. So ahead of combining things, a quick look at the boxes all together, and as you can see, they don't fit at all. Like, not at all. We have a different Unique Toys, different Unique Toys symbol up there on Rage Winter Chill. Then we have a different on Caligos, and we have the same one on these guys. But then the styling on these guys with those silver stripes on there is not on there. And then something different again on Onslaught. So you can't do anything with those boxes, while at least the X-Transports will combine on the one side in a combining picture to form Manazor, or on the other side to have Manazor full. On this, nothing. Horrible. Next up, as you saw in the intro, we got all of this, all of those weapon parts. And we're gonna start with this one. This came with Rage Winter Chill, and it's supposed to be additional cat hair for Onslaught. And it's okay, nicely styled, big one, but due to the fact that his one hand is now loose. What the hell is that? Big cut mark here, wow. It's not really usable, and the fun part also is, excuse me how my fingers look. This is horrible. I don't know what's going on. I think my allergies are popping up again. At least my fingernails are cut. So there's that. Nothing in the instructions on how to combine this. Like nothing. So let's just try. You can take apart this, flip it around, and then you take this one and you can slide it on here. So there's that. You can also fold this around for the big holster. Then you got these. So you see, it's like, okay, what the hell am I doing here? You can put this up here, so he has a little bit of a targeting mechanism. I think this just starts to look out the best that I actually saw this thing so far. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of really super mad with this. You can take this off. I don't know, man. This is weird. This is a weird ass feature. You can take the rocket, put it up here. So triple mounted. It just looks so weird, you know? It just looks really weird. There's also this, and it's supposed to go onto something. I don't know. Like some form of holster. We have this, guys. You can put these onto here. Then you'd have to take. I just hate how they did this. I just really hate how they did this. I thickened the tolerance on those with a little bit of super glue. It looks absolutely horrible on the actual pack, but they don't wobble around as much then, but it's still not good, you know? I don't know. Like, let me see real quick. Like, you can put this on here, and then you got this, but weird. But then you can put this here, and then it's dual wielded. And then put this onto here, but this makes it super long. You see, there are a bit of possibilities, but it just looks so weird, and these tolerances are super tight. So yeah, you can put these up here. Like I said, super tight, and all the time these handles flip in. driving me nuts. I hate this. I really hate this. Like if you do such stuff, this won't even get in here. If you do such stuff, do it right, you know? This is really pissing me off, like hard. This goes in here, and then you can have these on the sides, maybe. I mean, what is this supposed to be? This, to me, without instructions, and you do this, amounts to trash. So then we get a combination, and that actually works very, 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 very well. We start with Onslaught, we have this, and we have this. And then you take Swindle, and you flip out this part here from below his chassis. Bring it down, you put this part in here until it snaps into place, and then you align the two holes here and the two pegs here and push them in firmly. Essentially the same on Brawl and Onslaught. We have this, and then you have this peg here. Wow, big chip, I didn't see that. Nevertheless, you take this peg port until it snaps, and then you align this peg right here and this port. Bring it down roughly, push it into place. Finally, we got the shoulder peg and the shoulder port, and you see there's these little nudges, and these are essentially fitting indentations. So you just rotate them 90 degrees forward, put it in, rotate it down. Exactly the same on the other side with blast off. See the nudges, put it in 90 degrees, rotate it down. Finally, hip and chest shield, peg, port, as simple as it gets. And we have the 3 pegs on here and the 3 ports here, and that's also extremely easy. And then we got Bruticus, and I think he looks amazing. I really think that. Disregarding like the overall review outcome and everything, the styling on this for me has a clear 10. I like how this looks, I really do. A little bit of an advice up close, and since we're here already, I didn't know what to do with these rotor blades. So shout out to my man Andy, aka Mycon, one of my 2 partners in crime from Voice of Kaon. He told me to take these rotor blades and snap them in place right behind those, so this way this won't rotate all the time. You still have this, but it's better than nothing. For articulation on this, let's just go down the line. We'll take a look at the alternate G1 configuration later on. Let's just see, just for shits and giggles, if this is gonna hold up. Hold up, you say? Look, there's the video. Click it and learn. Let's go ahead. The head is on a swivel, up and down. At first, it's collapsed. You can pull it slightly out, and then he has more up and more down. I think that is nice. Going all around, that gives you a bit. These rocket pods, turrets, whatever, cover down a little bit on the holes on the shoulders. That's nice. These guns, I forgot to tell you during the Caligos review, extend, so you have a more proportioned look with the guns. This is nice. We have these weapons, which are a pain. The pack is too small. They're down here on Vortex. I take them off. I forgot this. This is why it fell down. I hate it. Yeah, no. So, like I said, shoulders. Due to the packs and how it's constructed, you get all around with the shoulders, whatever this is worth. Same also on Vortex. This is nice. You get a lot of up getting in the place or in the way of Bruticus' head, but this works nicely. There's even more back on the head. Why would a combiner look this high up? Anyway, he gets in the way of this looks, of course. You have this actual joint, and then you have also the combiner joint inside the arm. So this is nice. We have an elbow joint on blast off that gives you below 90 degrees like this. If you take off the wing, you get almost 90 degrees. So for articulation sensors, I would almost recommend take the G1 route. But there's this. You hear how it sounds. Not a good sound. I'm also not particularly fond of this. But nevertheless, we have, before we get to the bicep swivel, a swiveled hand. You saw the articulation on the fingers in the blast off review. So there's that swivel here. No tilt on the wrist though. So, but this is nice. Gives you everything. And you have pegs here for the abomination, which is this. But yeah, you can use it if you like. I don't. So yeah, no. So there's that. The thing is, many reviewers, I don't know why, say he doesn't have a bicep swivel or he doesn't have much of a bicep swivel. The thing is, I'm on board with this kind of because articulation has to work from the get-go on its own without moving stuff around like it. But if you unpack this, give him some space, take this out and this down, then you have the freedom to actually have a big bicep swivel. So if you want to hold his gun crosswise across his chest, you can do so. You need to bring it all back. Bring it back. Do, 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 do. Bring it back. And it looks a little bit more modular, but to me, this is my IDW G1 Bruticus, which fits to me, because when we see the Combiner Wars, we saw Superion splitting his chest to allow Devastator's punch to go right through his chest. I am on board with this. If you are G1 and saying it needs to stay the way it's packed in, then this is not for you. But this is how it actually works. So you can bring this back, pack it all in, bring these down and be done with it. But you have a bicep swivel. On the other side, let's play some Danger Room. Vortex has the same articulation on the shoulder, meaning we have this actual shoulder port on Onslaught, and we have his actual shoulder joint in here. Gives you that 360 we already had. For the hand, the same thing as on Blast Off. Now here comes the kicker. Let's get this out of the way and see, like I said, I glued this. I glued this guy, if it actually holds. Take this out of the way, unpack this, and then you also have a bicep swivel on Vortex. This works good. The real question now is, what about the bicep? What about the elbow? I always tend to say bicep. Elbow, elbow, elbow. Fine, reviewer. So I see the glue line. I don't have a good feeling about this, but we'll try. Okay, it actually works. 90 degrees. And the glue line hold. Damn, I wouldn't have thought. I wouldn't have thought. Obviously, I went crazy with the glue and it works. So yeah, full articulation possible for my for my Vortex. For my Vortex. This is actually fitting. So yeah, there's that. If you take the hip skirts out of the way, let's bring this down. We have soft ratchets from Onslaught. Holds it. Front and back on the one side. The other has harder soft ratchets, but due to that holds it. But this now didn't hold. This is interesting. There's a slider in the thigh joint here that was slid into Onslaught's thigh, didn't quite hold. So yeah, take care of that, but that's how it actually moves. For the knee, on both sides, we got not even 90 degrees, but it's a nice ratchet. And if you take this out of the way, you got slightly below 90 degrees. You can fold this down again. The feet are a little bit bad. I have a slight problem with the... I just thought he would topple over, but he didn't. The feet are an interesting construction. On Archimon's side, we have a toe tilt, and the rocker works on Archimon's and on Gazranka's side. No swivel though. On Gazranka, we got the problem though that it's the same construction as on this guy, but the hood obstructs this. The rocker works though. If you want to use this, you actually make use of this and then you can use it. It looks shitty though. To quote Negan, Jesus, you look shitty. And it sure does. So yeah, that's the articulation for Bruticus. And I think otherwise the style is nice. I never would have thought that this would hold. But I just see, I packed in Vortex's hip skirt. Maybe this will work on Blast Off too. Let's check real quick. You know, the tolerances on these flaps are so hard, I think I will keep it at that. I like that. I like that a lot. So for the alternate G1 configuration, let's take him apart just a little bit. Unpack the front shield. Unpack the wings from Blast Off. And since this is a hard part, we're gonna skip this. But see that you also take off the secondary canopy from Blast Off, like I showed you in this review. What's also important and what I hate is because then these rotors will fiddle around like, yeah. You need to take off these additional, I don't know, kind of turbines. They're just packed in. There you go. Bruticus to the side for now. Take the canopy, take this wing, and put these pegs in here. Fold this 90 degrees forward. Same one here. And now you take these thrusters or turbines and you put these into here. Tight tolerances though, so be careful. Just grab them as good as you can and push them in as good as you can on both sides. And I did this once already. This way it was widened. There you got the shield. And you pack this guy in via the exact same method as before, but there's one more step we need to do. We need to break apart this guy, and we just do exactly that. You just break him apart since there's nothing left but this. And this you pack in to the front here, and then you take this shield and the exact same two ports go on the front and slide beside this part here. But do not fear, hope is near, because you see this port here, the other parts have a place too. So you can actually close off his back with this part. And yes, I just held him so he won't topple. And the other parts, you break apart too, which is super fun and super easy. You angle those, and one with this pack on the upper side, above here, you slide on to this little notch of onslaught until it looks like this. Same on the other side. And for these final parts, port, pack. One, two. And there you got the secondary configuration. And I think this looks really cool too. Let's give you a short runabout. So we got this additional hip skirts here on the side and also on the back, with an additional part on the back here that covers down on the weapons. And I think this looks cool. I think this is a great look. And since I got him this way, I think I will keep him of that. But mind you, the final score will have him in the original configuration. I recorded this after I did the final score. But nevertheless, this is him. That the articulation, you see he topples over fairly easy. We're gonna skip the articulation examples because I think actually having him stand is now actually getting us a hard time, like especially with these guys. You can have him like a little bit of walking, but I wouldn't trust this. Like if you want to have good articulated and also where the articulation is working combiners, you go Toy World or Zeta. But what is missing is how tall this guy actually is. So we have to the top of his head 43 to 44 centimeters, to the top of his cannons or even the topmost rotor 54 centimeters. So at the highest point he runs around 22 inches, everything else around 18 inches. Wow, 2,000 grams on the butt, 2 kilograms. In case you don't believe, actually 2 kilograms. I wouldn't have thought. Final thing, and then we're out of here. Because what's more important than the current standard? Nothing. So this is Toy World Constructor, how he's actually in my display. I didn't even repose him and he still towers already over Unique Toys Ragnaros. Look, awesome. Size, no comparison. But for actual masterpiece collectors that say combiners are too big to me or not my forte at all, Generation Toys Tyrant aka IDW G1 Stealth Bomber Megatron. So either way for him or for him, it's a great look, it's a great scale, it works with both, but just so you know, if you want G1 masterpiece combiners, this is the scale to go to. This is not. So that was him. Unique Toys Stellar Warrior M01 till M05 Ragnaros, aka Bruticus. Like for me, this one right here, that's my constellation, that's how I have him. And mind you, I'm having this arm on right now like this because I didn't move him. Just so you know the techniques. I recorded this directly after the intro. I just combined him quickly so you can look at it. This is how he looks. This is also how he looks if he's okay. If he is okay, if I got any breakage there actually, I will update that with a shortcut. Otherwise, is he good? In places he's good. Like I hoped he would hold up better. I'm a little bit disappointed, especially with the whole situation here. If this holds or not, or if I get a new one, replacement parts whatsoever, you know? But I think overall the style and the proportions of this are extremely cool. I think I like him better actually than the G1 Zeta toys, but that's just stable. And that's the thing. It has been built with the intent to have a powerful combined mode. This has been built with the intent to have strong modes across all places, and that didn't quite work out. That's just the sad truth. And it all starts with the boxes, you know? The boxes are a mess. This was released back when combiners, G1 Masterpiece combiners, were pretty much a done deal, and people know that they were coming. And it's a mixed bag, like really mixed. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. We have like two boxes that look the same. The biggest box for Caligos doesn't look at all like anything. And then the last two bots again look like something else. Horrible. I think that's horrible. It's super inconsequential. Like there's no course to it. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Not even like that they took the artworks or did an artwork for Bruticus and put it on the back of the poster so you can have something to combine also in poster or let's call it paper or cardboard form. Nothing. Extreme ball dropped. Extreme ball dropped. But okay, accessories, I gave it so high a rating because I love what you can do with him. That you can get up or detach the canopy up here from blast off, and also the wings, and you can put this, take this apart and make a G1 version with more hip skirts and another chest plate. I like that. That's good. Also that you have the ability to build a big weapon, but the way they did that is so bad that merits the 2 points that I broke down. But I'm not using it, so it didn't put in that much weight for me, you know. The singular bots, you see everything there is. I would say everything you need. Like I said at the start of the review, there is the playlist also down below for all the reviews for all the bots in the set. So yeah, there's nothing else I can tell you. The bot of the set is actually Swindle. That is the best bot in all of this. Great transformation, makes fun for it. Rubber tires and everything. And then Keller goes on the second place, but due to the fact that the fist now already also comes loose and everything, that also comes down to my rating in engineering. The overall combiner appearance to me is just awesome. I think he looks great. I think this is an amazing looking Bruticus, and for the combiner itself and how he stays, he's now a little bit of a Michael Jackson going down, but it's still good. Need to lean him forward a little back. Like for my IDW G1 Decepticons, this is great. To me, like with this chest shield, this is how he was represented in the Combiner War story. So I'm putting him there, and that's a good place. I need to check how he holds up though. If there are more problems with him, I might let him go. Currently not too hot on this guy. The articulation engineering overall, for a guy of this build, how he's done, I think it's good. I like how the legs of Onslaught attach on the top part here and also in the back down here. Like in case you didn't see it, like this, what they did here. Two different ways of attachment, but I like how it's done. It works really well. It impedes the articulation on the knees, but if you take the flap to the back, what I showed you, you can do that. Otherwise you have like this. This is not too far, but if you take this out of the way, he actually has an 80-degree bend on the knee. But the thing is, that's where I get people to say, okay, that's not how articulation is supposed to work. It's supposed to work on its own and not supposed to build around something or get something out of the way and then it works. That's also the problem with the bicep swivels, you know. That's why I took it a tad down, but overall it's a combiner. To say that this thing stands on its own the way it does, it is still a testament to engineering. Not very good engineering due to this part of a lot of problems with the singular bots, but to do it is still a testament. I mean, I really mean that. Sit down and do that by yourself. That's a challenge. It really is. But the playability suffers under that due to the fact that I don't know if I can actually use this. Like I said, there was a little bit of a thing put in. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I can tell you. I not got him for posing, but there are poses you can get him in, as you saw a little bit at least. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a little anxious to move him now, you know? That's why I'm a little bit hesitant to actually talk about this dude, and I think it's just a ball dropped, and especially when we move to the last point with a value, when you think about roughly 90 to 100, depending where you get him for the limbs, and then for the final one even more, so you're 500 or over 500 for this whole set. And you have all these problems looking or showing up after all this time. Nah, major meh. Major meh. So I think that's all I can tell you pretty much. But for the styling, like I said, he's great, and I think that you can do a lot with him Also the alternate configuration with the chest and everything, that's cool. And he's standing pretty stable, but he's doing a little bit of a lean back. That's the tolerances on the joints, you know. And so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope this helps you decide to hunt him down. He's an older set now, so I don't know if you can get him, but if you do, I recommend you checking out different reviews. Of course, I would say of also mine, because on mine stuff broke. Nevertheless, that was the Stellar Warrior Bruticus review. I recorded this ahead of big things tonight on my channel, because I will have an interview with Brad Fiedel, the composer for the music of Terminator 1 and 2. He's currently out of retirement kind of, and he said let's do it, so I'm stoked and having a little bit of jitters for this, you know. So the event is live on my channel, so you don't miss it, and I hope I won't miss you in the live chat. All right, so with Stellar Warrior Bruticus here, and ahead of big things, I hope you had a great weekend, hope you have a great week, and see you soon. Be good, be well in those challenging times, you know. So yeah, thanks for watching, appreciate it. Be well, guys. Bye bye.